But what you're reading from is the original, the way
No.
we approved it. Then there is, what I'm reading is the revised one.
Oh, my.
Let me see what your.
Is yours in your packet, or did you print that?
Yeah, let me see what you. Yeah, April 27th.
It was a separate email. Did you get that?
When did that come out?
A couple days ago.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't see it.
Okay, so that's why I'm,
Yeah, I'm looking here and I don't see it either.
but let me read it to you. It was moved by Thornsberry, seconded by Beckman to approve. Let me back up. This is the proposed revision to what's in what we did approve. It was moved by Thornsberry, seconded by Beckman to approve the request by Terrell Hoskins Sr. for a 3-year temporary special permit to allow for a pop-up drive-in movie theater and a temporary variance to the hard surface requirements on the grounds of the Cattle Congress in an M1 light industrial located at 204 Amesbury Island on a temporary basis to end on December 30th, 2024, and with the condition that the screen be placed on the east side of the site. Motion carried unanimously.
Okay, that's accurate.
Okay, but I still think we need to say that both items are temporary. Or am I being too
And
literal
when
here?
you say both items, what do you mean by both items? What?
The special permit for
The special permit and the hard surfacing.
they both say temporary. It says a 3-year temporary special permit, and then it says, and a temporary variance in the hard surfacing requirements.
We could add 3-year temporary variance to the hard surface.
Yeah,
That would be
That's what I
fine.
would think would make most sense, just to keep it consistent. That way it's clear that it's 3 years for both.
I'm good with that.
I'm fine. I think it's still just the way it's worded here. I'm not real.
Well, it's kind of redundant because it says 3-year temporary special permit, and then a 3-year, if we put 3-year temporary variance, and then it has the end date. But I guess that's
So
fine.
what? Add a 3-year temporary.
Yeah, add and a 3-year temporary variance to the hard surfing requirements. And I think that will clarify it.
You know, what we could do is add the 3-year temporary variance to the hard surfacing requirements on the ground, blah, blah, at 204 Amesboro Avenue, period. Both temporary variances expire December 30th, 2024.
I like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Is that a motion?
Yes.
Well, it'll need to be
I move.
both the temporary special permit and the temporary variance, since they're separate items.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. I just want to clarify
Yeah.
one. We were able to do this because, well, no, I'm sorry. We had approved these minutes last month.
Yes.
So do we have to unapprove them?
No, just,
Approve as amended.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And we have not changed, just for purposes of the minutes, we have not changed what we originally had approved, the intent of our original approval.
Right. It's just making it more clear.
But I'd like that in the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? And the reason for that is so somebody doesn't come back and say that we did something different.
Yep.
And he didn't have his chance to come and speak to us.
Completely agree.
Right. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye,
Aye.
I thought you were going to say something.
I am. Let's get the motion out of the way, all right? So I want to go back. I've read this now 3 times, and I think I was correct, Jerry, on
Oh,
what I want to do here. This has to do with DOT's concern with the placement of this screen. And DOT's concern was that if the screen is facing
If I'm the screen,
yes,
I'm facing west.
but that wasn't there. If the screen is facing west, they don't have any concern with that. Because if you pull over in front of Cattle Congress, oh my God.
Yeah, because when,
If the screen's facing east,
If the screen is facing,
see when you're coming down the interstate.
yeah,
screen is facing east,
because it'd be on,
it would be on the west end of the property.
Right.
Correct?
where it's a lot easier to see from 218.
Yes.
We don't want that.
No. So I think I was right that that word should be changed from west to east, because that was their concern.
Yeah, that's,
That was their original concern when we first started dealing with this, is that DOT didn't want that screen facing east.
Correct.
Facing east.
correct.
Not positioned on the west end of the site. So
I think you're right.
it's,
Yeah.
don't get your head too big
I'm
on it.
so confused now.
It was, like I said, it was DOT's concern that if that screen was positioned on the west end of this site
Like on that wall.
and it was facing east, the screen
That
was
way.
facing east, people that were on northbound 218 could see it, pull over and cause problems.
Right. So
So that word needs to be changed from west to east. We got, when we finally did this, we put the screen where it needs to be. We put the screen on the east edge of the site
facing west.
facing west. But that wasn't,
That wasn't DOT's concern.
that wasn't DOT's concern.
Okay.
Moving on.
Do we need?
Thank you.
I think we need a motion to do that because this is already part of the minutes.
Okay, I make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jerry?
She said aye.
I said aye.
Okay.
I saw her mouth move.
All right.
Oh, my.
Mr. Fromm, yours better be easier than this.
Okay, we have one decision item. Request by
we
Nagel
have to-
sign. What's
We
that?
have to approve June 22nd.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do what?
Approved the June 22nd minutes, or last month.
Oh. Okay.
Do we have any correct?
Okay, I need an approval of the, is there any additions or correction to the June 22nd minutes? Hearing or seeing none?
I move to approve.
Pardon?
I move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I hope you found these a little easier to read when it's not one big paragraph.
Yes.
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 Okay. Yes. So that was your doing? Great
Yeah.
job.
Just some general grammar.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll, this hasn't been the smoothest operating meeting we've ever had here. And it's the shortest agenda I think we've ever had.
As Mr. Fromm said, it'll get smoother from here.
Okay, a request by Nagel Signs on behalf of Cedar Valley Hospice for a variance to allow for 197 square feet of wall and monument signs, 133 square feet more than the 64 square feet of wall and monument signs allowed in the R4 RP planned residential district located at 900 Tower Park Drive. Staff report.
Just starting off with staff. The property is located at 900 Tower Park Drive and is located between Tower Park Drive and San Martin Drive. The property in question is zoned R4 RP Planned Residence District, zoned as such since February 25th, 2004, when it was rezoned from A1 agricultural zone. The request would not appear to have a negative impact on the neighborhood or surrounding areas, largely made up of professional offices and banks. There were proposed requests be in conformance with the classification of this area as business park, professional office, commercial, and compatible light industrial on the future land use map. The section of the zoning ordinance this pertains to this request is Chapter 26, advertising, outside advertising and billboards, R4 districts. Wall signs on no more than 2 walls or monument signs may not exceed 12 feet in height, with a total area of all signage not to exceed 1 square foot for each 5 feet of street frontage, with a maximum of 64 feet. The applicants are requesting a variance to the sign requirements in the R4 RP Planned Residential District located at 900 Tower Park Drive. The R4 district restricts the amount of signage to 1 foot for every 5 feet of signage, which would equal 65 square feet. However, the maximum is 64 feet. The applicant is requesting a monument sign of 47 square feet and 2 wall signs of 75 square feet each, for a total of 197 square feet, which rounded up from the application that's at 196 square feet. The monument site would be facing San Martin Drive, and the 2 wall signs would be located on the front entrance on the southwest corner of the building, with 1 sign facing south and the second sign facing west. The area is rezoned from A1 Agricultural District R4 RP Planned Residential District on February 25th, 2004. The decision was made to rezone to R4, which is primarily a residential district. However, it does allow for professional offices and limited commercial, but does not allow for more intensive commercial zoning, as there was opposition to the rezone from neighbors located on the north side of San Martin Drive. The Country Club Business Park was developed well for land use purposes, with professional offices near the northern residential areas and offices commercial developed along the southern tier of near Highway 20. Criteria: number 1, lack of reasonable return. There would not appear to be a lack of reasonable return to request, as the applicant could reduce the amount of signage in order to meet the requirement. Uniqueness: there appears to be uniqueness to this request, as the property is zoned R4 RP, which is primarily a residential zoning district, but does allow for professional offices, but limits the size of signs due to being primarily a residential district. 3, public consideration. There's been no objections to this request. Therefore, staff recommends that the request by Nagel Signs on behalf of Cedar Valley Hospice for a variance to the sign to allow for 197 square feet of wall and monument signs, 133 square feet more than the 64 square feet of wall and monument signs, be allowed in the R4 RP Planned Residential District located at 900 Tower Park Drive, be approved for the following reasons. The request would not appear to have a negative effect on the area and would facilitate and would not affect traffic. There would appear to be uniqueness to the request, as that is a larger RP district. The site was designed for professional office development. There is no objection to the request. The overall land use development of this area was designed to buffer the northern residential neighborhood by planning for professional office development along the northern tier and higher intensive office commercial uses along the southern tier at Highway 20. The sign is designed with residential compatibility in mind, and the signage, such as a monument sign and wall signs, directed to the west and south directions.
Okay. Any questions of staff?
So in this, it said that there was resistance against the rezoning. Was this going to be rezoned to something different and then you settled on residential?
From what I read, since before I was here, they were planning to do business park, and there was lots of opposition from the neighbors on the north side of San Martin. Was Olympic Drive on there, on that area? Yeah, there was a lot of opposition apparently.
Are we doing anything different than we would if it were designated as such?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. That's fine.
Any other questions? Yeah, anybody wish to speak in favor of the request? I would like to speak in favor.
Jason Fromm, representing Nagel Signs. Address is 1922 Grand Boulevard in Cedar Falls. They're basically a bunch of commercial properties in this business park, and for probably the concessions that you'd mentioned in 2004, this particular parcel was deemed a professional office instead of commercial. So the difference between those two, you'd think a professional office might have lower traffic or less signage in this case. Over the last 16, 17 years, of course, it's evolved, and now the use of this property is Cedar Valley Hospice, which will be accepting lots of visitors, many from out of town, and signage is critical for that kind of wayfinding aspect as they come off the main street there. And the two wall signs that are in question face that approach. Kind of when you turn off of Ansbro to go onto the frontage road, you'll be able to see both of these signs from that spot, and hopefully visitors or people new to the area will be able to find it just like that. The monument sign was already approved and it has a sign permit, and that's mainly for the San Martin traffic. It'll be visible from that same vantage point up by the Quick Star, but its use or its intention is really to serve the San Martin traffic. These wall signs will serve the Tower Park Drive traffic and the feeder street that comes in from the south. So in any other case, if it was zoned commercial, we'd have more than enough than what we're asking here for the total signage. It's just that professional office designation from 2004 really pigeonholes the amount of square footage we can have on signage.
Okay. Any questions?
So I have a little bit of a question, maybe a comment. So I guess what I was thinking is maybe the people who lived in this in the residential area on the north side was maybe their concern lighting and that sort of thing, not too bright, and So in this particular application, there's not going to be any signs facing the neighborhood, correct?
Correct. The monument sign is perpendicular to the neighborhood to feed the San Martin traffic. It's backlit, but according to like the kind of the same situation as C3 district, the downtown district, we build that cabinet with an opaque background, so only the letters and the logo will light up, so it won't be kind of a garish rectangle that's bright and
Not like a beacon of light
exactly
shining
Yep.
into their windows.
And then the two wall signs we're talking about, they're not internally illuminated letters, they're just flush mounted flat cut letters with a light fixture shining up on the wall.
Oh, nice. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Does anybody else wish to speak in favor of the request? Anyway, I don't know if we have anybody on Zoom, so. Is there anybody in the audience who wish to speak against the request? Hearing or seeing none, if there's no further questions, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the request by Nagel Signs on behalf of Cedar Valley Hospice for a variance to allow for 197 square feet of wall and monument signs, 133 square feet more than the 64 square feet of wall and monument signs allowed in the R4 RP planned residential district located at 900 Tower Park Drive for the following reasons. Number one, the request would not appear to have a negative impact upon the area and would help facilitate traffic to the site. Number two, there would appear to be a uniqueness to the request in that it is a larger RP district and this site was designated for professional office development. Number three, there have been no objections to the request. And number four, the overall land use development of this area was designed to buffer the northern residential neighborhood by planning for a professional office development along the northern tier and higher intensive office/commercial uses along the southern tier near Highway 20. The signage is designed with residential compatibility in mind, with signage such as a monument and wall signs directed to the west and south directions.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Jerry, I assume you said aye?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Is there any other discussion items? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.